Welcome again to the Thursday orientation at SHOT the Shop. I'm Omar Neal. I'm one of the moderators, and of course, I'm the former mayor of Tuskegee, Alabama, as well as the host of the You Got the Power radio talk show. And of course, today we're going to have a lot of information disseminated. Today we got Shay Moisture, who's going to give us an update on new partners and payment procedures and all of those things and where we stand with that. I know each of you want to hear about that. And then we're going to talk about how do we now navigate all of the dynamics associated with the booster shots and getting people vaccinated for the first time, and then the consideration of how do we get our children vaccinated. All of those things we're going to talk about today on this orientation. But before I get started, I got to bring in my sidekick and one of the top people in this whole organizational thing. We call him Dr. Stephen, Dr. T. Thomas. Hey, man, what's going on?
Hey, Omar, what a week we've had. Unbelievable. Both positive and negative in the sense that, you know, we're making progress, but we need to make it faster. I'm hearing the stories about the orphans, my friend, the children who have lost a loved one, a parent, sometimes both parents at the same time, a grandmother, and the majority of these orphans are Black. Right. So what we're doing here in the shops is so important. And the next round, these 5-year-olds to 11-year-olds, those parents are going to be talking about this in the shops. Right. How do we get them ready? I was wondering, Omar, before we hear from Shay Moisture, if we take this moment right now and just capture that word cloud, and it could be built while Shay is doing its thing. So everybody out there, you know the drill. We're just going to do 30 seconds. You're going to use the chat, and you're going to just put a word in, comma, word, comma, word, comma, word, as many words as possible for 30 seconds, but don't hit return. Don't hit return. I'll count you down to hit return.
Now, the word is how you feel, Doc. You assuming everybody know, right?
How do you feel? Right now, at this moment.
At this moment, what's going on with you? How you feel? And what word best describe that, or words best describe that?
That's right, Omar. That's me running from one Zoom to the next Zoom. But the last Zoom I was in was with the granddaughter of Henrietta Lacks.
Wow.
They just erected a statue in London in her honor. Okay, people, get those words in. Keep them going.
Yeah, just get those words in, and as we go around, but we do need to.
So let me just say 5, 4, 3, 2, hit return, and let the cloud go in.
Just and build the cloud.
The team will build the cloud. Okay, Omar.
Okay, hey, well, what we're gonna do is we want to bring on the stars of the show. Simone, we're gonna let you kind of introduce everybody. We have some new partners, Dr. T, that's going to be helping us with this process, and we're excited about having another show at the wheel. Right? Hey, Simone, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to be back here.
Absolutely.
Always love joining you guys. So thank you for giving us time on this call. I'm joined with my associate program manager, Tindo Sekiwala, and a representative from the National Urban League, Christopher Collins McNeil, a consultant for them, for a super exciting announcement that we're going to make after Tindo does some updates about the shop's program from the Shay Moisture side. I'm Simone Jordan. I am the global head of purpose and brand partnerships for Shay Moisture, which is a brand under Unilever. And this journey has been exciting. Ups and downs, as Dr. Stephen said, where, you know, we're making a lot of strides, but at the same time, we still have so many people to get vaccinated. So, you know, the work is not done. We are closing out phase 1 of the shop's initiative, but that is not to say because we are closing out the work. It is because we're going to shift to a new way of getting people vaccinated for the holidays, but preceding the holidays, ensuring that we can make sure people can gather in a safe way at family tables and in the house and around their friends and family. So I'll let Tindo give some updates, and then Christopher and myself will talk about phase 2.
Yes, hi, good evening, everyone. So I am Tendo Sekiwala, Associate Program Manager on our Shea Moisture Community Commerce team, and we handle a lot of our social impact work and a lot of our beneficiary and fellow programs. So super excited to share some of our Shots at the Shop program highlights so far. We've had 1,000 shops sign up, which is amazing. Over 70 shops have completed the entire process, and this is representing 40 states. Attendees are over 2,000 attendees in total. So super excited for the progress and the impact that we've made so far. Big round of applause to everyone who's participated. And I can't wait to see what phase 2 looks like, because I'm sure we'll get a lot more impact numbers there as well. So I'll pass it to Simone to kind of go into detail around our new partner announcement.
So again, we had over 1,000 shops that registered. This is amazing. 70 of those shops have completed their events. And so I'm so sure that others are anxious to do so as well. What we're doing is phasing out phase 1, where shops could erect these events on your own. We now have the support of the National Urban League and its affiliate urban leagues to be able to support you guys to come together and be able to get your $1,000 towards helping towards a vaccination event. So this is exciting for us. One, because we know the National Urban League is a leader in convening their communities together, convening community members together in order to have a productive impact. And this time they're looking at an initiative called All In Against COVID. So they're asking the community to go all in, to take a pledge to go all in. And what they're going to do is work with our shops and our salons to make sure that they're doing an initiative that's called Fresh and Vaxxed. So the Fresh and Vaxxed initiative with Shea Moisture, the National Urban League, the coalition that has brought to you the Shots at the Shop. We're going to erect events in different cities, and we're going to give free haircuts, free styling, community events, free giveaways, other health screenings. All of this is happening, and we want to invite you all, those who have not done their events yet, to be able to participate in this and still receive your $1,000 stipend. So for someone to call, again, you're probably like, but where is my first one if I've already done my event? And we're going to answer those questions. So for sure, we've received those. And again, it looks like about 70 submissions of those who have done it on their own and are ready to get paid. $1 million that we committed to this program is a lot of money to move out of an organization. So $1 million does not get released in one day. It has taken about 60 to 90 days for us to release it. We now have it. So I'm gonna snap and clap for myself. We have the money now. We can get these businesses that have already done their work paid. So if you have not heard from our agency yet, their names are Don Jagada Associates, DJA. Or if you have not heard from Tendo, she has reached out to certain members who have had a little bit of issues filling out the form. You will hear from us before November 1st. And again, we should be able to give your payments now pretty quickly. I'm not going to commit to overnight, but I will commit to hopefully it'll be within the next 15 days, now that the money has been released to our divisions, to Shea Moisture, to pay our shops. So this is very good news. Again, if you have any questions, we'll give you some contact information, but I want you to know, we know the payments have not come. We apologize for that, because what Dr. Stephen has sent me, there's amazing work that's being done. Again, Tendo mentioned over 2,000 attendees at these events. While all may not have gotten vaccinated, they did get awareness. They did feel like they had a unified community that is trying to keep them safe. And that was the priority, to make you guys health champions and also encourage your communities to get vaccinated. So again, phase 1 is closing out. That does not mean your opportunity is lost. You can still have an opportunity with the National Urban League and its affiliates. We will be sending out a form on how you can register for it to give free haircuts and styling for events that are before the holidays, to make sure our families and friends are safe. And that form will come out tomorrow, I believe. Tendo, is that her heads?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. So you will get that information in an email. Don't feel the need to have to write it all down. We will send an email on how you can sign up for the second phase. The stipend is the same. It's $1,000 to participate in the event. And it's for those who may have had trouble or were not able to create an event in the time before phase 1 was closed. You now have the opportunity in phase 2. So if there's any questions, please feel free. I don't know if this is.
We have a question, Simone.
Okay,
One is, are the checks coming via a check or direct bank payments? Which one? Or
So they will be online checks, so you'll be able to download the checks. You'll get an email from DJA, as Simone mentioned, and they'll have all the instructions in there once you've submitted to them your paperwork, your bank statement, and all the traditional tax documents that are necessary for you to continue.
Okay, so technically it's online.
Yes.
Okay. Any more questions? Can you do phase 2 if you've done phase 1?
You are welcome to do phase 2, but you cannot receive another check if you were paid under phase 1. So if you are being paid, if you receive a confirmation from our agency or from Shea Moisture that says, thank you for participating in phase 1 and you will receive $1,000, you cannot get paid under phase 2. However, I think the events are about to be amazing. We're kicking off with one in Atlanta, Georgia this weekend under an HBCU summit as a kickoff. And they're hot. They got talent, they got DJ music. It's a really good community vibe. You guys will be invited to the ones that we kick off with the affiliates. If you want to join, you can join, but the $1,000 is only for those who have not received $1,000 from Shea Moisture already.
Okay, we have another question for who says for some of us who tried to fill out the payment completion and the link no longer worked, who do we reach out to if you've done phase 1?
So phase 1, so the application form for phase 1 payments is closed. However, on a case-by-case basis, if you were still in the process, you can, I have been in touch with the UMD team, so you can submit that to the UMD team, and they'll send us a list of anyone who may have been caught in that in-between process before that form closed.
Okay, another question. I completed the form, but did not have my event until October 2nd. Will I still get the $1,000?
You will still get the $1,000 if you uploaded your event to the form. And so you could upload your event up until September 30th, but you could activate your event after that deadline. We just needed you in the form for us to account for you having an event before that time. If you do not receive information about a confirmation that your event has been counted, then you can reach out to us and we can cross-check and see if it has been submitted to our agency. So we'll give you information just to say, we can find your name, look in the file of people who we have moved over for phase 1 and ensure that you have been counted. But again, if you submitted into the form by the deadline, you should, even if your event wasn't done by then, you will still receive $1,000 for your event.
All right, another person says, let me get back to it. They're coming in so fast. Is this in addition to the other payment process, or is this the first process going to clear her?
There's only one payment form and one process. So if you have not received the confirmation yet, the confirmations for sure will be sent out by November 1st. So again, if you want a more immediate answer, we can take people's names on a case-by-case basis, cross-check it with the file that we have sent to our agency and ensure you have been counted. We'll give you that information following this call, the person that you need to talk to.
Okay, the question was about an email address. Should they reach out? What email address should they reach out to? And if you're able to submit by the deadline.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, so we're getting our list from the UMD team. So if you could reach out to the email that you've been corresponding with the here at EDU, and that's where we're getting our latest on what batches we should process.
So let me just mention, since that's come up a couple times, we've been working with a lot of the folks out there. We have to acknowledge there's a degree of frustration as Simone opened, getting, you're a big company. I get it. So we're ready. So we've been working, and I think we have sent a list over to Tindo, and we've been monitoring that. And you're going to send your message out this week or
tomorrow.
Okay, so wait until you get the Shea Moisture message, because everybody's going to get that message, right?
They are, and the email address is in that message, so you will have a point of contact in there to follow up. But I'm looking at the chat. Tamika Gordon. Tamika, we'll make sure we'll cross-check our file and see if we move you from your payment form into phase 1.
Okay. And I think you answered Katrina's question about completed all information and submitted it. Should they look for an email? And yes, I guess the question is yes.
Yep, and we're taking Tamika Gordon and Katrina Randolph. We will look and make sure that you have submitted your name in phase 1, and then we'll cross-check and ensure that you've moved into our agency.
Well, I know that this is a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year for a lot of people.
Yeah.
We just
Hey,
got
guys,
This is good. This is good. You know, again, we're appreciative of Shea Moisture for such a significant commitment. And again, the focus is about saving lives. And I think that's where we need to stay focused more than anything else. And with this new initiative, we're going to expand it, to have broader collaborations, so you can go to a space, not just as your shop, but you can go to another space and have a lot of people there, and also contribute to making people feel better by getting haircuts and getting their hair done and all of those things. We can boost the collective esteem of the community, at the same time tell them that they are worth saving and to save their lives by getting vaccinated. And so I think that's all. That's real powerful. All right, Tindo, Simone, and Christopher Collins McNeil, is it anything else that we need to say? Well, we need to hear from Christopher. We haven't heard
Chris.
from him yet.
Come on
Welcome,
out.
Chris.
You know, you got to say something, man. You can't come on and not talk to the people.
Let me just say, having the Urban League at the table, I mean, I want the whole audience to recognize we're bringing the resources of the Black community to this table. Having the Urban League on the ground, boots on the ground, awesome, man. Hey, Christopher.
Hi there. Hi, everybody. No, I think it's really exciting. I usually don't have to speak because Tindo and Simone usually do a really, really good job. All that needs to be said. But Dr. Thomas, thanks for the shout out. No, we're really excited about the Urban League, right, possibility project, actually. A lot of the shops that weren't able to participate, as Simone said, in sort of the phase 1, will be able to work with us on phase 2. And so I know there's 5 Fresh and Vax shops that Shea Moisture will own, but there's about 30 participating National Urban League affiliates across the United States. So even though you might not be able to participate in a Fresh and Vaxxed owned by Shea Moisture, there will be 30 other opportunities for folks to become involved. So we're super excited to, as Simone said, this kickoff is on Saturday. So we've been working over the last day and the last few weeks to get this together. So we're really excited to see how this first event goes, and we'll look forward to sharing with this team the readout from that event to give you an idea of what you can expect in the near future.
Yeah, and it's also going to be a celebration. Simone was saying that, we're going to have music and all kinds of things going on. So it's going to be upbeat. It's going to be, it's going to be lit, as they say, right?
They're sort of like pop-up homecomings, right? Homecoming for a lot of folks.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So think of them as like pop-up homecomings through the next couple of months with us.
So Christopher, in many ways, that is the model, at least here in Maryland. Nobody's coming to a clinic. They're all coming to a party.
Exactly.
We got DJ,
going
we got food.
State. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's cultural tailoring.
And the good thing too, is that, you are now collaborating with other barbers and other stylists, right? So you can go to a place and participate and still fulfill all of the criteria by participating in something that's already set up for you. It's like going to dinner and you ain't have to cook, right?
So Simone, we're using the term phase 2, and in many ways, it's the lessons learned. We've launched this thing in the midst of a pandemic, an emergency. And we have learned many lessons, and the barbers and stylists have helped us understand the frustrations, the victories. And And you're right, Omar, it's about saving lives, but it's
Right.
also about respect of what these barbers and stylists do. They're independent business people. And
Yeah.
so this really helps move this ball forward and keep people encouraged. Thank you so much for the update.
I
Now,
love
now, just one more thing I want to make sure now for people who are in communities, I assume that as you move from community to community, you will contact them and let them know that you're coming into their community. How will they know when you will be doing an event in their community?
So
Yeah.
we have a form that will be included in the letter that goes out tomorrow.
Okay.
So they'll tell us what city they're in. And then from that, an annual representative will reach out to them and let them know. So not all shots will be eligible. It depends on what cities they're located in. But someone will reach out with a confirmation to say, hey, we're in your city and we'd love for you to participate.
And go ahead, Dr.
Yeah,
T.
so Tendo, just as we, look, we also have the National Association of City County Health Officials. All of the organizations have limits, but one of the things they were doing was helping to connect people to a clinical partner. And what the Urban League is doing is creating the event for the people and a clinical partner and the pop-up barbershop.
Yep.
All under one roof.
Yes.
Very
Right.
good.
It's as they say in church, all hearts and minds are clear.
All hearts and minds. Yeah.
All
Y'all go
hearts
to
and
the-
minds are clear.
y'all
Okay,
go to the
well,
same church?
Thank y'all so much. We all go to the same church,
We
man.
all
You-
go to the same church now.
We're all from the same church. Thank you all, Shea Moisture. Thank you all so much.
I have a
The
question before
National
they go.
Urban League, man, that's big time.
Yeah.
Have you all hang out with us. That's wonderful.
I have a
Omar,
question before they go.
One
Yeah.
more question. Okay, Andre, what's your question?
tell them where
I'm
you're
here in
from, Andre.
Atlanta, and,
Andre's
I-
from Atlanta, man, so they going to Atlanta.
I know, but I didn't know anything about it. I feel so left out. What
Don't feel
is it the way? Is it the way that I wear my hat? What's
Let
going
me
on?
tell you something, Andre. I feel like
Yeah.
I live in Atlanta now. I've been there so many times. You are not left out. We will be back there during our Fresh and Vax activations. So this one, the one that we're doing this weekend, the barbershops are not going to be part of it. We're just kicking it off with the Urban League, Shea Moisture and the Urban League, spreading the message that these events are going to happen around the city, but we are definitely making sure Atlanta is back in the stops. So I will personally make sure, if you have not done your event already, we get Andre to be part of this.
Well,
Andre,
you can always
Andre getting in his feelings, man. You don't be in your feelings.
No,
What's
and
wrong?
on your way out of town. Feel free to stop by. I have a shop inside the airport. Feel free to stop by there.
Inside the airport?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get that
Phenomenal.
information. Christopher, I think he's coming too. We're gonna get your information and stop by the shop.
And Andre is part one. He's done his thing, filled out his form. He's going to get
I
his,
got his money.
but he's an evangelist.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
But look now, I'm gonna come and visit you while we're down there. So
Okay.
I want to see you, hair and the hat and everything.
That's cool. No problem. They tell me I'm the
Absolutely.
easiest man in this town to find.
I'm gonna find you then. I'm gonna ask around.
Absolutely. Now, what terminal are you in? Because you know Atlanta's a large airport.
It's a large airport.
It's the domestic terminal next to Fridays.
Okay.
North, yeah.
They have a
North
Friday
Terminal-
on
North
every
Terminal
every
domestic.
terminal.
Yeah.
No,
North Terminal domestic
All right.
in
Okay,
the
North
atrium.
Terminal.
that is prime
Okay.
real estate. I'll find you. We're gonna make
Yeah,
sure.
tell me about it. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you did good. You did good.
Absolutely. Well, Simone and Tendo and Christopher Collins McNeil, thank you all so much for giving us this update. You have lifted our spirits, and so that's wonderful.
Now, before you run, you might want to see what the cloud looks like.
Well, let's see what the cloud looks like.
Yeah,
Going to put
go
the
ahead,
cloud
man.
up and see what people are thinking and what they're feeling.
Go ahead and make it
Make it
big if
big.
you can.
That's the word I wanted to see.
Look at that.
Motivated.
Motivated,
Look at that.
Yes. And
And
it's
you
not,
know,
the
proudful.
word's not as big, but I see blessed and I love it. So
Right.
very good.
So Simone,
you
you
know-
should know every week we do this, but we've also done these trainings with health department professionals, medical professionals, and all of their clouds are negative.
Mm.
And yet the barbers have been like this
Yep.
for the past month because they're literally seeing themselves help people save their own lives.
And that is
Yeah.
why we committed $1 million for this group, for the barbers and stylists, because we know that this optimism is what's going to actually get people vaccinated. So
You
we
got that right. Absolutely. Well, I'm excited that people are motivated. I mean, that just
go.
jumps out at you, right? So
Thank you, guys.
we're motivated. So let's stay communicated so we can stay motivated, right?
Oh, there we go.
I like
That's
it.
right.
Absolutely. Be on the lookout for the communication that goes out tomorrow, and we'll take it from there.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you all much. All
Keep
right,
hope alive.
You can take the word cloud down, and we can go back to our Hollywood squares and start our conversation. You know, Dr. T, I'm telling you, man, with the Moderna and the J&J vaccine now probably getting the booster go ahead. There's going to be a lot of people now trying to get in line to get that third shot, second shot for the J&J, but third shot for Moderna and the Pfizer. So what we're going to do about that? How we going to get the people? You know, because now we're going to have a log jam. You got some people have not been motivated. I mean, have not been vaccinated at all, and then you got other people trying to get vaccinated who've already been vaccinated. So how are we going to do all of that? Do we have the bandwidth to do that?
Well, I think it's going to be a challenge, not only for us, but for everybody around the country. Here's another little complicating factor or not, and that is the ability now to mix. So Sandra, you're there and somebody said, well, I got J&J but they're only offering Moderna here. They're only offering Pfizer here. Should I get it? And so there's a big study out and they're going to be making decisions on being able to mix. So if you got one, you can get your booster with another. And so we're going to have to help explain that to people.
You know,
Omar,
what I'm
I
hearing
think
is that with the J&J, that the messenger RNA is even more robust in terms of you know, the immune response.
Yes,
that's what I'm hearing.
right. But one of the things that we'll do, because you're all in the listserv, is start to send you in the email communication the best information we have in plain language.
Right.
About how to explain these things. I think, Omar, the next thing for our stylists and barbers to be prepared for is they're very soon going to have approval for children ages 5 to 11.
Right.
Now you're talking about my babies, okay?
Right.
Now we got real conversation about should my children, my baby get this? They're the ones right now that are vulnerable to this to this virus. We have to protect them. So I think the next time we come together, that we bring on pediatricians, that we also query from you all right now, start putting themes in the chat that you would like to see addressed in subsequent town halls. We're going to come out of this little bubble we're in. We've been in a bubble. The only people who've been invited to these Thursday Zooms are people who are in the database for the White House shots at the shop. Do you know what you guys have set in motion? There are barbershops that don't even know about shots at the shop doing vaccine because of what they've seen and heard. So now we're going to open up to the country. We're going to live stream on the social media. We're going to lift you guys up as models of best practice and help motivate other barbershops and salons all across the country to get on board and to help them address questions in their community. Omar?
Hey, Dynamite Mike, we're going to make you even a bigger star than you are now.
Dynamite Mike is about
Dynamite Mike, man, you know, you are primed for all of this. You're ready for this. This has been, you just been waiting for this opportunity. This you've been called out to be called on for such a time as this.
I'm humble. I'm honored to be in the position.
So,
absolutely.
Dynamite, I don't know what you're hearing. You saw the word cloud. You may have had a word in there, but are we ready for the children? Are you getting questions about what they should do with the kids?
Not as of yet. They're still waiting for the CDC and everybody to approve it. They haven't really been talking about it too much as far as for the kids. I'm still trying to fight with them to get it. The ones who are saying no. So I guess the answer would be the obvious. If they're saying no, I guess they're going to say no for their kids as well. But I'm looking forward to tackle that conversation with them as the date approaches that they're going to make the vaccines legal for the little kids. So yeah, I'm just waiting for it to come.
But Dynamite,
go ahead.
Say when Katrina had her clinic, and at that point, 12-year-old and up were eligible.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the grandparents bring the kids.
Yeah,
we saw the grandparents bring those teenagers, and that's the kind of atmosphere we want, where the elders recognize that they are going to help save these young kids along the way.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we want, because this is dynamic, and Dr. Ritter, this is one of the things that's going to be very important for us to be updated on the various changes and directions that we're taking to address this particular virus. And, we're coming into the winter season, the flu season. And of course, if we don't get a handle on this early, we can really have negative outcomes. And that's why it's important to encourage people, particularly those individuals who've never been vaccinated at all. We got to get them vaccinated. At the same time, get our children vaccinated, because we're finding even they are becoming more and more vulnerable. Is that what you're hearing as well?
Absolutely. I mean, my word in the word cloud was headache, because the boosters have created a headache. I just put an email out to my patients, what the ACIP said, you can get boosters and you can mix them. And I have Moderna in my office, and the phones were like off the hook and crazy. I was even answering my own phones because I have 4 people answering, and it wasn't enough to answer because, oh my God, I was like begging people to get vaccinated for so long. And then now all of a sudden the phones are going off the hook, honestly. But, it's really, I've always worried about the children because they have had no choice.
Right.
And children are not stupid. They hear what's going on. They get a sniffle and they feel like, oh my God, I'm going to die of COVID.
Right.
So this trauma is going to last for their lifetime.
Right.
So I have been talking to the adults about the children. If they don't want to get it, get it for your children. I have one person in my office who has a child in school who wears a mask. He's the only one in his class who wears a mask. And his teacher comes up to him and says, you don't have to wear a mask because I'm vaccinated. So I tell her to tell him to say, that's very nice, but I'm not vaccinated.
Right.
Right. So it's like, we don't think about the children. So I can't wait till they get vaccinated, because they are our most vulnerable, and they are our future.
You hit on a salient point, Dr. Ritter, and that is we don't really think about the emotional and mental toll that is playing on our children and adults, because children are now knowing children who died of COVID, right? Or who have been hospitalized due to COVID, right? And because that's going into the community, again, the anxiety the anxiety is going off the roof for children. You can imagine just a small child saying COVID killed somebody. Oh, am I going to get COVID? Wow, this got to be really, really hard. So we got to make sure that we frame the issue properly, where we don't overly excite the children. At the same time, we need to get our children vaccinated.
Omar, I think Aaron was about to say something.
Okay, let's bring Aaron onto the Hollywood Squares. Hey, Aaron, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Hey, guys, I'm on vacation. I'm in Vegas. One more night, then I got to fly home. But
how much money did you win, Aaron? I mean, did you gonna hook a brother up? I mean, what?
it's interesting you say that. I'm walking out of here with 400. I'm not going back to the slot machine.
Oh, so you made 400? I mean, wonderful, man. You got discipline too. That's it. Take that money home with you.
Yeah,
right.
Well, it's easy to pay their bills. So I'm not doing it. But no, I was talking earlier when I heard Simone mention the numbers, and then for whatever reason, this internet is not that great, but it kicked me off. But I wanted to make sure that we're getting credit for the numbers that are coming out of this. And when she had mentioned 2,000, that didn't sound correct, because I know we're at 300 vaccinated, and then
Well, you're right. You don't have the. Well, see, we knew that if you up in Vegas, you know, there's a whole lot of people there got their, you know, internet going on. So that's why you slow up there.
Okay.
You know, people don't really even think about an internet when they're in Vegas. They shut it all down, because what goes on in Vegas stay in Vegas, right? Even the internet.
Right. Yeah.
It's on the craps table.
Yeah, and then the last thing I just wanted to share, I'm like proud about it, but Robin Roberts had me on Good Morning America today. So if you get a chance to pull that story, it was a really good story, really good feedback. We forget that our Black men are suffering, but I got so many emails from brothers all over the country that saying that they wanted to really get started on getting their health back on track. A lot of brothers that are now approaching retirement, and they've known that they've ignored that health. And so they believe that now that they're approaching retirement, they have the time to invest in their health. So I'm hopeful that that will happen for them. But good story. But we've got a lot of men that are still struggling, and we're going to reach them all. That's for sure.
Omar, something Aaron said is important. I don't think Shay has all the numbers, because a lot of what happens in your clinics and the barbershops and salons, the clinical people walk away with the numbers. Right. But we do know your clinical partner. So I think that one of the things that we'll try our best to do is get an accurate update of the true impact of what you guys have been able to do. And some of that might require, you know, some one-on-one interviews with you and with your partner, your clinical partner, and get them in the Zoom space here. Because they know the numbers and they know if you've moved the needle or not. I have no doubt that you have. We're seeing some of the numbers coming out of places like where Omar is. They've closed the health disparity gap between whites and blacks when it comes to COVID vaccines in Alabama and Tuskegee, because of the work has been going on there. Those stories are
that's a national trend. That's not just local. And the other thing too, and I think it's important to note this, is that the impact that we're making can never be quantified, because there's some people who didn't get this shot from you, but because of the motivation, because of the information, they got the shot, right? And that cannot be traced, right? But the point of the matter is, we are creating an energy, right, around getting vaccinated, around protecting ourselves. We call it community immunity, right? We're creating that momentum for that. And that's what it's all about. And of course, if we want to quantify it by this number of people, now that's all good. But ultimately, what we're doing is disseminating information, believing that when people get the proper information, they naturally gravitate to take care of themselves. And that's important.
Hey, Omar, we've got two barbers literally working while we're talking. And I'm assuming that in the shop, here we go. In the shop, the person in the chair is listening. And when we did that in Katrina's shop, she had a conversion right in the chair just from the conversation. We got to figure out how to stream our story on those flat screen TVs in the barbershops in the network. Because
hey, Terry, how you doing?
This going.
Hey, Terry, how you doing?
Unmic
Terry
yourself, Terry. Go ahead and spotlight
yeah,
her.
Spotlight Terry, bring her up, hang out. Hey Terry, how you doing?
I'm over here eating something I shouldn't be eating.
So what you eating?
Every now and then is all right.
Look like Skittles.
I'm so excited about this, y'all. I'm listening.
Tell everybody where you are, though. Tell everybody where you are.
I actually live in Hampton, Virginia, but my salon is in Newport News, Virginia, which is like right beside each other.
Yeah.
My partners and I, we had such a great time doing the first event that I did a second one.
Good for you.
Yes, I am scheduled to do some stuff for NAACP because I'm on the executive board here, and I'm going to talk about this to people when I go to they have me assigned, our president has me going to, because I'm the membership chairman, to solicit that at different churches. And I'm going to talk about Shots at the Shop too. I have a couple of empowerment events coming up, and I just finished a book tour date in the Richmond area. I'm due to go in Atlanta. So when I go all over these places, I'm going to be mentioning Shots at the Shop because it meant a lot to me, because my mom has heart problems, and she had a heart attack before. So this is really close to me. My brother is diabetic type 2, I think it's called, where and he has to take the insulin and the pill, but he actually tests COVID patients every day. One of my friends, it's just really dear to me. And I am really glad you guys had this particular one, because I was a little concerned initially when it came to the payments and stuff, because I want to tell people about it, but it's almost like a job. You don't want to tell somebody to go to a job and that person don't work the job. You know what I mean? Right. And I know it's not Shots at the Shop fault, and I know it's not even Shea Moisture's fault, but it was not a lot of communication with us, because I did 2 events and I still haven't gotten paid. Not that the money meant, but it's the principle.
Yes.
You know, if you promise something, I think, and it can take, not me, but it can still, some of the other people's, that's motivation, part of the motivation for them. Right. With me in the community doing a lot of things anyway, a social butterfly. So I'm doing things everywhere. I'm in the NAACP, salon owner, I'm an entertainment business owner, franchise from out of Atlanta, actually based out of our mother companies in Atlanta. So I got a lot of things going on, but I feel like because a lot of people look up to me and trust my judgment, this is the time for me to grab a hold of these people and help get them vaccinated, because if I'm already, you know, in the limelight, get that attention on Shots at the Shop, use my platform to get attention on this, and because it's important, you know. But I just didn't, I was a little disappointed, I had to say, initially, because they weren't communicating at all. And it was a little disappointing, but I still did what I had to do, because even after I hadn't had any communication with them afterwards, I still went ahead and did my second set, which we got even higher numbers the second time. And I love it, because I've had so many local news anchors to reach out to me and give me their personal numbers. So they're constantly want to talk to me about Shots at the Shop. Shots at the Shop. It's been all over the news. And I want to keep it there, because keeping people out, it helps to get the numbers up for us. We're trying to do something positive, and I want to be a part of it. I'm going to continue to be a part of it no matter what. But I had to say it did disappoint me a little bit, because I didn't want to tell somebody else about it, because I was planning to go and, you know, help some other salons get involved.
Gotcha.
And I don't want to tell them something and they come back to me and say, well, I thought you said, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And so
Real talk.
It was concerning, but it wasn't going to stop me from doing my part. It was concerning, but I'm excited about all the things you guys talk about. I get hyped every time I see y'all. You know, I'm like, right now I'm looking at what Mike, you, and Mr. Omar and Mr. Steve, and I'm looking at all of y'all, and we on this screen together. It just gets me all amped up all over again, like it's my first time. You know, so I'm excited to be involved with this, and whatever y'all need me to do, whatever else y'all do, please, please.
You know, you part of the family. You can't go nowhere. You ain't whine nowhere.
Look, I am so excited to get some more stuff done. So just let me know whenever y'all need me. I dropped my email and my phone number is in the chat, so you guys can use it if you need to. I had a lot of ladies to reach out to me after you talked to me initially about it, asking me ways to help them get their set up. So, you know, it's exciting to know that I'm doing my part in the community. I just love giving and doing anyway. So.
And if there's any way we can be of assistance to you, Terry, as well, I do understand that we certainly want to do that. And, you know, I just spoke, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, for the Alabama conference of the NAACP, their banquet. And so I had a wonderful time hanging out with them and being the keynote speaker for their conference.
Yes, we just had, I jumped off my conference. I am here at my salon in the office, but we had state convention for Virginia, and we've been doing it since Sunday. So we've been doing it virtual. So since COVID. So I jumped off that with them and jumped right into this one.
Absolutely.
So Omar,
you know,
this is the silver lining around the pandemic. that this platform, this Zoom town hall, and as we roll this out around the country, starting next time we're together, is what is the game changer. If we can keep our motivation up, keep our courage up, people don't want this to work. There's a whole lot of folk out there that don't want to see us take charge of our own health. Let's prove them wrong.
Absolutely.
Okay? Let's prove them wrong.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Terry. It's always good to see you as well.
Yeah, I'm excited about the NFP, and I appreciate you guys for having me as a part of it. So yeah.
You are an angel. That's wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
And when you get your Shea Moisture check, please take a photo with it.
Yeah, do that. I want to make sure everybody know that. Take a photo of your check, and and it's going to come electronically. I don't know how we're going to do it like that.
We'll figure
maybe
something
something that we can do on the internet. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, thanks, Terry. Hey, Tawan Broadwater, how you doing?
And Tawan's working. Tell us where you are, Tawan.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Yes, I am here in Charles County, Maryland. I'm in Waldorf.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man, that's up there where you are, Dr. T.
I know exactly where he is. We need to get down there.
Oh, yeah.
I live in Waldorf.
For sure. So I just signed the lease on my new place September 1st. So when I did the shots for the shop, it was at my other location at DP Unisex Salon World.
Okay.
I just signed my lease here in this new location, and I'm more than willing to help out any way I can.
What's the name of your shop at the new location?
It's called Barbering Bridge.
Love it.
All right. If you can search me also on Instagram at barbering_bridge.
Okay.
Doc, I'm thinking about this. Maybe what we need to do, all of our salons, we need to highlight them. We need to come up and put everybody in their, whatever their name of their salon, the location and all of that. We need to have something that denotes all of our affiliates, barbers and stylists.
Hey, Omar, what if we call them wellness warriors?
Hey, man. Is that fresh off the dome?
That's cool, but I think we need to work on that just a little.
Is that right out the oven? I mean, is that fresh or what?
You see right over
work on that one.
You see right over Chris's shoulder.
Hey, somebody write that down because he's not going to remember it.
Chris will remember. You got wellness warriors over Chris's shoulder.
Yeah, Dr. Ritter, you go ahead and please do that for us. Hey, Chris Sherlock Holmes, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I am here, and I'm happy to be here once again on this Thursday to loop back around with you great individuals. Just ready to hit the ground with round two over here in Maryland.
Yeah. Again, we were talking about
I'll call you back in a few minutes.
We were talking about somebody's talking on.
No, we got her.
We got it. Okay. All right. So let me say this. We were talking, and I'm still with you, Chris. We were talking about getting people vaccinated for the first time, right? Now we're having the people who are conscious. They are more apt to get the booster shot now because they're conscious and they understand that this creates a robust immune system to fight against the virus. They know it didn't kill me, so I'm good, right? And I know the virus is still out there. I know there are breakthrough cases, where people who have gotten their shots can also get the virus. Oftentimes, it's with less severity less severity, right? Yes. Of an impact on them and hospitalization and death. That we're fighting against that, right? But the point of the matter is, we got the people who are trying to get the children the second shot and the first shot all at the same time. How do we navigate that on the streets?
Well, one of the things that comes up is I've had a clinical partner. Actually, I had a clinical partner who said, we have vaccine, but we're not doing boosters. Well, they had the vaccine that could have been a third shot for somebody, but they said we're not doing boosters. So they had a limited supply. Remember, on the mRNA vaccines, Moderna, Pfizer, super cold storage. When they thaw that out, they got to use it or lose it.
What you have to realize now, the booster shot is not the same dosage as the first one. So that's going to be an issue. It's half the dosage on Moderna. So, you know, we don't want to, as the lady called me one day on my show, she said, don't start no confusement, Mr. Neal. And so I don't want you to start no confusement.
But that's why we let the clinical people.
And then, so I said, you know, I had to take a commercial break. I said, yes, ma'am, I'll be right back right after this commercial. Don't start no confusement. Chris, man, let me talk to Chris. Would you allow Chris to answer the question? Chris, what we gonna do, man?
Just inform. Okay. Just to diligently keep on chipping away little by little. That concrete is going to turn to sand. Then you just sort of blast it away. So what I'm finding is even being in shop, providing in-shop education and providing outlets, different kind of outlets, some people are visual, some people are audible, some people are kinetic. Just really identifying with everyone and reaching everyone to where they get it. You know, we're trying to put it, you know, the cows, the bulls, the oxes, any of the stock who aren't easily moved. We want them to hear what we have to say. We want them to know and be informed. I was looking at some of the articles just swirling around on my famed Yahoo over Google, but I was looking on some of my articles, and there are actually doctors out here who are anti-vaxxers, and they're doctors, and they have followings and multitudes of 1.2 millions of people, and have had to been blocked on Instagram because they're putting disinformation out there. And guess what? Verbatim from his mouth, I don't care if people die. And these are doctors. So you have to stop and think, who is following these people?
They're not really doctors. They may have a medical degree.
True.
But if you do not subscribe to the Hippocratic Oath, then you're not a doctor. And I think we need to stop calling them doctors.
You know what? I agree wholeheartedly. Strip them with the titles and give them a badge.
That's what I say. You know, that's malpractice.
Yeah, right. Most definitely. Give them a criminal number. We just have to keep on. We have to keep on informing and just to keep that knowledge out there.
But love you, man. Thanks so much. Sandra Jenkins, I hadn't seen you since the last time I saw you. Bring Sandra up. Hey, Sandra, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I was in the middle of sending Dr. Thomas a message, and maybe perhaps I should just go ahead and share it. And that's to, maybe we should consider getting a t-shirt where all of us can wear it to advertise, to get the word out. I mean, something that we wear on our bodies for display, something that will be on the ceiling as someone is leaning back to getting their hair washed. Something in remembrance of that when they left that salon, they were informed. And I think that is the challenge here. It's when you're working and you're doing your regular routine every day, you forget. It can slip by it and whatever. You say, oh, wow, the next person that walks in, I'm going to make sure I relay the information. We want everybody to get the information. So, I'm thinking for me, that if I'm wearing it, someone would be more prone to really know that I'm taking this thing seriously. And, that's just an idea.
That's a walking billboard, Sandra. I like that.
Hey, Omar, I saw the photos that Terry sent. Terry, I think that was you with the Shots at the Shop t-shirt, looking all stylish. You should put some of those photos so we can share.
Oh, I'll put them in, I can drop them in the chat, right?
Yeah.
Right.
My nephew made those shirts. I bugged him to death to make those shirts so that people knew. So people that were just riding by they knew what we were doing. One lady really made me almost cry because she pulled up. She said, I sat over here at the pet store. I was going in there. I've been vaccinated and everything. She said, but honey, I've been watching you guys and I'm really proud of you for doing this. And it just made me want to cry.
So you know what, Omar, we can have a little fashion show with the different shirts and things that people have made up. And Sandra, here's what we're doing in the windows and on the mirrors in our shops here in Maryland. In the network, we got a QR code that then drives people to a landing page and they get all the information, all the updates of what's coming. So we can also share, how do you use a QR code as a way of driving people to a landing page so they can get the information easily.
Gotcha.
And just sitting in the barbershop, many on top, they just hold their telephone camera to this code and boom, they're getting information. And we have big posters in the windows of our lead shops to, again, promote what we're trying to get done here.
That's exactly would be very good for us, you know, to really have that major display of official signs, you know, indicating that, you know, we won't go away. We'll be forever here.
That's and you know, and that's the approach. We got to stay focused. We don't want to spike the ball on the 30-yard line. I talk about that all the time. If you spike the ball on the 30-yard line, that's not a touchdown. That's a fumble. Right? So we need to do that. Hey, Stacy, what's up? How you doing?
Spotlight Stacy.
I had to unmute myself.
There you go,
Stacy.
I'm home right now because I had a death from COVID today.
Oh no.
A client?
More so like a family member. He introduced me over 30 years to being a vegan and why I stopped taking medication, like I told you guys last time. And 58, and he was, when I say fit, I mean, you could chisel. His stomach was like a 18-year-old kid. He was so fit. It was amazing. So to make a long story short, he passed away this morning. He had 2 strokes right behind each other. He was a vegan. He was in shape, don't have asthma, didn't have any underlying ailments. And what happened, he told which is my best friend, he told her, if I die, because she's a vegan, her mother, her husband, all of them are vegan. He said, if it kills me, I want you to get vaccinated. So I'm here to say she got vaccinated on yesterday, but he died this morning. But he told her just yesterday, 2 days ago, he said to her, if it gets me like this, then it can kill you. So if I die, you promise me, Zane, to get vaccinated. She got vaccinated yesterday. And they have been vegan all their lives, really, because they got me into it. And why I stopped taking medication and all of that thing over 30 years ago. And now he's 58 years old, gone, and great shape. And so it really took, Sandra today had to hug me. She said, Stacy, we have to be strong. But that one right there, I mean, he didn't believe in getting that vaccination, and he's gone today. And excellent shape, excellent. Like so excellent, the doctors couldn't believe it.
What was his name?
His name is Hassan. Yes.
So let's do a moment of silence for Hassan and all the others who we have lost. Just a moment right now.
Amen.
Amen.
You know, we ask we have a motivation board when we do our clinics, and the team just says, what was your motivation for getting vaccinated? And that people just write it down on a Post-it and we put it up on the board. And then we do themes. What were the themes? And so we were in Baltimore City, Stacy,
Mm-hmm.
And a theme popped up that we had not seen anywhere else. We saw family. I did it for family. I did it to protect myself. I did it to protect others. And Chris Sherlock was there. But in Baltimore City, in the very neighborhood where Freddie Gray was arrested and later died, Ground Zero was the first time we saw the theme of death. And around the posters was, my brother died. My sister died. I almost died. Their motivation was death. It came that close. You're describing it right now. We do not need to wait till it gets that close.
And you know what happened today? Sandra said to me, she said, Stacy, how about we get some flags and write all the people that we know here in the salon that passed away and our friends. Let's get flags and write their names on it, like they have like the t-shirts and when they put them around and things. She said, let's get flags and write all of the people that's not here that died from COVID. Let's write their names and let it blow in the wind.
Right.
Beautiful.
And you know what?
That's another wonderful gesture, Stacy. I like that.
Yeah,
like
very
that.
Doable.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I love the idea. Hey, Michelle Lamb, how you doing? Unmute. Say hello to us. Elevator up to
Hi,
hang out with us. Hey,
everyone.
There you go.
how
Tell
you
us
doing, Michelle?
Tell us where you are.
I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. I have the Hairport Barber and Beauty Studio.
Hairport.
The Hairport. Fly on in. That's right. So I'm on the 30th will be my 4th vaccine pop-up at my shop.
Look at her. Awesome.
Number 3, we did 56 people.
Unbelievable.
The first vaccine, I think we did like 18. The second one we did like 21, but this time it was 56.
Awesome.
You're doing a wonderful
I've
job.
been walking them down.
Absolutely wonderful.
I've been walking them down.
Who was your clinical partner?
Closing the health gap in Cincinnati Health Department.
Very good.
Absolutely wonderful.
And
You
we
are
do
a model, my
Thank
friend.
you.
Absolutely. You know, and again, Doc, we got to get a way to promote our salons and our barbershops. We got to do that. That's got to be one of the focus that we do, right? Because we got so many people doing wonderful things, and that inspires other people because more is caught than is taught. People learn best by precept and example, because you can't teach what you don't know, and you can't lead where you don't go.
I also would like to tell you we've been getting plenty of news coverage, and also Tropicana, the fruit drink.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Our commercial on the radio. So it's getting more airwaves because we had just as many Caucasians as we did Black people.
Wow.
Michelle, ho, slow down just a little bit. So white folk came to your shop to get the shot.
They did. Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Would you say
about 15?
Would you say that just overall in general, your business volume has picked up?
Yes, it has. Business volume and just the initiative that we're doing has picked up from 21 to 56. And then we have one scheduled on October 30th. So this will be my 4th one.
But talk about just your business, the one that helps you
my
keep the roof over your head.
Business
also
yes,
has picked up.
Yes, sir, it has.
And the name recognition
and
what we call
all around.
Right, and what we call earned media. When you get in the news, that's a commercial you didn't have to pay for. That's earned media.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got the people just applauding you, Michelle, and they, you know, and that's another thing too. You notice we always let's give Michelle some let's give it up for her. I mean, it's important that we support each other. That's what we're doing. I mean, this is real, and you know, we're saving lives. That's what we're doing. For everybody that got vaccinated, that's a possible life that you save. That you can't put a value on that, right? And that's what we're doing, and that's why we're going to stay together, regardless of what happened. we're going to always stay together.
That's
okay?
our commitment. And,
Right.
and Omar, look what Terry didn't put. Terry didn't figure out how to get another background up.
No,
with
that's
her
right,
shirt,
Terry.
with her shirt styling.
Look.
That's wonderful.
I love it.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I see Cynthia. You don't have to put the camera on if you're not camera ready, but say hello to us from Tuskegee, Cynthia Brown. You there? I see you there, but maybe you're moved away from the thing. Let me see. Hey, Andre, we heard you when the shade was here, but I cannot leave without giving you some opportunity to have something to say. You always got something to say. I like the fly look too. I just want you to know that hat. I just want you to know that that's cool. I like that. All right.
Well, I can appreciate that, but I did want to say that since they were coming into Atlanta and I knew nothing about it, I had to go ahead and pop and say, well, please stop by the shop at the airport. I didn't mention the shop at the mall. So
right. Yeah. Well, one is man, you in the airport. They got to fly in to see you. They have to come. If they come into Atlanta, they got to come by your place anyway.
There you go. They're gonna pass by one of my shops somewhere. So
right.
But the thing that we've had, the last few questions that we've had lately about this booster shot.
Right.
And I'm a little bit confused, but today they announced on the news that you can mix the shots. I think Carol knows more about that than any of us, but you can mix the shots and then the booster works. Now, I don't know if there's a new strain other than this new Delta thing going on, but we're trying to get the people to, because I'm having a problem now with a couple of barbers that don't want to take yet again another shot. So
did they get one? Did they do J&J one, or they didn't get a full dose of the other?
Yeah, they got some of them got the J&J when the truck came by. We had some that got the J&J at the time, which was the one shot, and then the Moderna. The Moderna was the other, right?
Yep.
Which was the one shot. But now for the second shot, or the
Moderna was
shot,
2 shots, Andre.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, because the barber that got
only J&J
Moderna,
was the one shot.
Yeah, the Johnson & Johnson was the one shot.
One and done.
And because that's my wife actually got that, so that's why I'm looking over asking her.
Right.
And
keep it straight, Miss Russell.
Yeah. And then one of the other barbers got the second Moderna shot. Well,
Good.
2 other barbers.
Good.
But now they're talking about, well, I've had enough. So I'm looking for another point of motivation, something to inspire them, because I guess I've got to get another shot, which is how it started in the first place. Yeah. But
the science keeps advancing, Andre, and I'll have Carol speak to this, but it has to do with how the protection drops off over time.
Oh no, remember, I'm from the very old school. I remember when I was coming up, we had the polio vaccinations. I still have the mark on my arm.
I do too.
I do too. Well, you can't scratch it.
So I figured one of the reasons I'm still here is because I don't mind getting vaccinations on occasion.
That's right.
But it takes something like that to try and motivate someone else. But because we're also doing this not the antibiotics, the blood pressure screenings, the hypertension from Emory.
Yes, very good.
Yeah. And so I'm trying not to get not embalmed.
No, you don't want to get involved.
Involved in too many different things.
Right. No, you're
That's
right.
not a good thing.
Yeah, what surprised me when all of a sudden your people were talking about they came to Atlanta.
Oh,
I said, well, nobody told me they were coming to Atlanta. So
So Omar, that's we're trying to work on this whole communication thing.
Right.
Because Andre is the man in Atlanta. You don't come to Atlanta and not let Andre know.
Yeah, I don't even go to Atlanta. I'm gonna go. I will not go to Atlanta unless I check out Andre.
You gotta check in.
That's your passport into Atlanta. You don't check out Andre, you can't even go to Atlanta. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Let me say hello. Hey, Christopher Williams.
I got a witness.
I see. I got Christopher Williams there. He's cutting hair.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can hear us, but he's doing a thing over there with that cutting the hair. Christopher Williams.
He ain't messing around either. He might be waiting for a right moment to put his mic on.
Yeah, I don't want him to dip. You know?
But Omar,
you can't interfere with his tip. That's what he's working.
There you go. But Omar, notice that Stacy has changed her background
again.
Yeah, well, we have to be agile, right? It's important to do that.
Yeah,
right.
I just figured out how to do it when y'all said she. I said,
you see what I'm saying? Do you see? We learning on the fly. That's
right.
important.
And now she's encouraging spinning. I think that's
everything is dynamic. See, that's the lesson. Everything, we got to be agile. We got to be flexible. And that's how we're going to beat this virus, is being agile, being flexible, being adaptive to new things. And as things change, we have to be able to change with them. And, the key about the vaccine getting 1 or 2, they said it should have been 3 from the beginning.
Right.
That's why, that's why I think we have to manage expectations and say, let's do as many as needed to save our lives. That's what we need to do.
So at the end of the day, it may well be that to be fully vaccinated is the 3. Science keeps evolving. Hey, Omar, we got a new hand up over here. Toisha? Help us pronounce your name, Toisha. Maybe she got her hand up and didn't know how to get it down. Oh, there she is. Come on.
There she is. Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you guys doing today?
Fabulous.
Tell us where you are. Tell us where you are.
I am in Macon County, Alabama, but I currently reside here in Auburn, Alabama.
Okay.
That's right outside of Macon County. And I hosted this shops at the shop with my mom. I just wanted to put it out there because I had missed some stuff in the beginning, but I just wanted to put out there that a few of my clients, once I did get vaccinated and posted it on my social media, a lot of people started asking me, hey, did you really get vaccinated? How was it? And they went and got vaccinated. And I also had like 3 breakthrough stories come through of personal people that I know that are part of an organization with me. And I called to check on her and she had caught COVID, but she had got vaccinated. So she survived COVID. And because she had underlying conditions, she was able to recover from COVID. And she said she think that because she got vaccinated that she was not as sick and not the symptoms that everyone was getting, they were not as worse as everybody else was describing during that time. And that's 2 people. One of the young ladies I didn't know, I just heard it through someone else. It was her family member. So I just wanted to put it out there that if people didn't know that there are breakthroughs with being vaccinated and people catching COVID, because it does say that you still can catch COVID without, if you are vaccinated, but you won't die and you won't have those serious symptoms that COVID brings upon you. So I just wanted to put it out there that, what this is, what y'all are doing is great. And I wish I could have did it before I switched salons at the salon I was at, but the person I was working with, they were really, really against getting vaccinated. And I couldn't deal with it because I just, once you find out that good information and why it's important and you're trying to encourage people to do what's right, and then you're sitting in the room with someone who's trying to encourage people not to get it, only because that's their personal opinion, it just really irked my nerve. So, you really have to keep pushing and you got to keep motivating your clients and people that you're going to have people out there that's going to just come to a defense because they just made up all this stuff in their mind about why they shouldn't get vaccinated or whatever. I was one of those people. being from Tuskegee, Alabama, and knowing about the syphilis experiment, the Tuskegee Airmen experiment, you cautious about certain things. But once I got the facts about what's going on, I wanted to be around my family. My grandfather, he also caught COVID. It took him 2 months to beat COVID, and he's 70 plus years old, and he beat COVID. And as soon as he beat COVID and tested positive, he went and got vaccinated. So it's very important to me and my family. And I just wanted to motivate anybody else that was out there that was just now starting Shops at the Shop. Don't just do it for the money or, whatever your personal reasons are. Do it for yourself and do it for your community.
Let's give her
I got to jump on my workout Zoom, so I wanted to put that out there before I got off the call.
Thank you so much, Ms. Pearsall. Let me tell you something. That's home girl, man. We have to give her some snaps.
Come on now.
We're saving lives.
All right.
It's
Thank
important.
You so
Love
much.
you.
And I also want to encourage everybody, if you have a social media account, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever you use, go live, talk about it, hear what people are talking about. And that also motivated a lot of my friends and families via social media, because I went live. I spoke about it. I spoke about what you guys were telling me, and I think that was a good reason we had some of the good turnouts that we did in the Macon County area, or those who just changed their mind and say, hey, I'm gonna go get vaccinated because now I know the facts. So that's another way that you can motivate people to get vaccinated as well.
Thanks so much. It's very important. Since we're in Tuskegee, let's stay in Tuskegee for a minute. Cynthia Brown, can you hop on and say hello to us? We always like to hear your voice if you're available. Hey, Miss Cynthia Brown, how you doing?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm at work. So when you all called my name, I said, are they talking to me? And then I looked down and saw somebody was trying to unmute me. I was like, oh my God, they're talking to me. I'm still at the shop working. So, hey, you know how we do it. We have to do what we have to do.
You do.
So, yes, things are still going well, Yes, we're still trying to motivate our community here. I'm also a high school teacher, so I'm on my students and my coworkers all the time. And just like everybody is saying, when I speak to them, several of them have caught COVID or have COVID right now. And it's experiencing it because they don't listen and they don't believe until it happens. Mm-hmm. And it's sad that we have to go to that point, but that's what's happening. And my family has an issue with some members with COVID. Some were vaccinated and some were not. The unvaccinated family member did end up have to be hospitalized and go on a respirator and all of those things that we have been trying to, instill in them that would happen. But, it's crazy. I cannot understand, but that's what's happening. So we just have to keep talking because, the devil stays busy. And just like we want something he doesn't want it. Motivate every which way I can, all just for our payment. And I was the one who asked the question about if we gone through all the methods before and posted all of the things that they said, that we have to go through this second phase that she's talking about, because, we wanted to make sure we're following, the right directions that we're giving. But I guess that means we are clear if we already were in, correct?
Absolutely. They said that you would get an email tomorrow to tell you how to get paid. And they say the payment is going to come through the internet rather than through the mail.
Cynthia,
but what I couldn't understand
Cynthia, hold up, Cynthia. Somehow you're slowing up. I know you're not drinking, so but you're slurring. So let's go back and speak.
Am I slurring?
Yeah,
no,
you're slurring.
Maybe it's my internet, because my shop is kind of on the outskirts of town.
Okay, go ahead. Now
I don't drink, Mr. Neal, on the job.
I know that. That's why I just said I know you're not drinking, but you were slurring. So I was just
not gonna say I don't drink, but I don't drink on the job. How about that?
Well, let's just say that too.
Hey, Miss Cynthia, this is Dr. T here. I've seen your name on the list. You're good.
I thought I better be because I'm about to gonna turn over some tables.
I know
we love you so much. Absolutely. So, but you know, the key is we're trying to save lives, and that's what we're going to
do. That I'm going to do that. I'm going
and we're staying focused on that. But you, we know you good. You good. You're good.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure because
yeah, it's all good.
And then all of the other ladies are gonna call me and ask me, and I didn't want to not have the proper information.
Right.
You got the proper information. You got the power.
Hey, Omar,
information is power.
There's something Cynthia Brown said. I want to just reiterate. I was, like I said, I was on a Zoom just before this with the granddaughter of Henrietta Lacks. They just come back from London with the ceremony and the statue. But it was the story she told. She's a nurse now as a result of what happened to her grandmother, works in a dialysis center. She got vaccinated and got COVID. People who are on the front lines in healthcare, interacting with people who are at high risk, you can still get it. But she described to the audience how she didn't end up in a hospital. It was like a cold. She made it through because she was vaccinated. And that's what Cynthia Brown's saying. And seeing people who have missed that opportunity and therefore end up getting sick, going to a hospital, all preventable, Cynthia. And that's what we're trying to let people know. It's totally preventable.
Right.
That's right.
That's it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Love you, Cynthia Brown. Love you.
All
right. Good.
And Toyasha forgot to mention to you all, so I'll go ahead and spill it. That's my daughter.
Like mother, like daughter, huh? She's in the same business. That's wonderful. Fabulous.
Hey, Omar.
It's a family affair, Dr. T.
Hey, Omar, we got Broadwater. I'm Mike Broadwater, and go ahead and spotlight him. We watch you work, brother.
What I hope my haircut look up the industry standard.
It sure did. Tell us where you
anything you can do for me, man. You think you got me? You know I can get a fade.
Yeah, I got a men's hair replacement for you over here if you need it.
Tell us where you are, brother.
Right now I'm currently in Waldorf, Berlin. I am off of Leonardtown Road. Right adjacent from the sheriff's department here on Leonardtown Road.
Yeah, we spotlighted him earlier, Dr. T.
Okay.
But we wanted to bring him back. That's good. And nothing wrong with that. Man, we gotta, when the next time I come up to the Maryland area, I'm gonna come by and see you, all right? Make sure that I come by.
Please do. 3647 Leonardtown Road.
Absolutely. The other thing is I want everybody to put your address and your shop in the chat box, because we really need to just make sure that we're spotlighting you all and that we're promoting you. And as we go out into the space, the world, and we're going to move into the world, then that's when you're really going to get a lot of publicity as well. So we want to do that. All right. I see that we have Sandra, you wanted to say something.
Oh, yes. I just wanted to express the sorrow of the passing of General Colin Powell.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that.
Right.
And we all know that, hey, we really need to take heed, okay, in getting vaccinated. Our children right now admire the man, really admire the man, and are looking up at our parents and their parents and saying, what happened? What happened? So that really struck a chord with me. And the other thing is, I just want to bring to the attention to everybody, there is a committee out there called Politics, Beauty, and Barber that is they're resistant to what we're doing.
What?
Yes. And they originate out of Atlanta, Georgia, Andre. I have a base of friends and families affiliate with the Morehouse College, community. And this specific organization had reached out to me some time ago, and I thought it was a great opportunity to encourage and to lift up our industry with the issues of deregulation and all of that. And this was before COVID. However, now that this leader who has ran for Senate and whatever she's doing, she's discouraging the salons of having COVID clinics. So, you know.
Is she Black?
Yes.
And this discouragement is in the form of things in writing on the internet?
In writing, on social media.
Share that with Omar and me so that we can.
Yeah, we need to know about that, Sandra, as soon as possible. If you could send that to us, we need to know about that.
So Omar, think about it. Omar, think about it.
Yeah.
They're trying to counter what we have got going.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not even about us. We're saving lives. And I think we need to just focus on that.
All right.
We're saving lives. And anybody antithetical to that, we know we need to deal with. That's all we're saying. We're trying to save lives. We have countless anecdotes of people talking about people who did in their families that didn't get vaccinated, that ended up dying. Person finds out that he has COVID, and then 2 weeks later, they making funeral arrangements.
Yep.
That's the kind of situation we have. And we need to be very intentional about being robust in our assertion that people should get vaccinated. If you love somebody, you need to make sure they vaccinated. And that's the key, right? And that's how we have to do it. So thanks, Carol. Thanks, Sandra. You're always, I was about to go to Carol, but I went a little fast. But thanks, Sandra, for what you do. I just wish you could just come every time. You always have something special to say. You just got, you're part of us. So we're really happy to have you.
Omar, can you believe we got 3 minutes before we got to get out of here?
Yeah, but that's why I wanted to go to Carol Ritter, Dr. Carol Ritter. I mean, we can't leave without, she sits back and she's so cool. I tell her about those glasses all the time. She's
I do want to tell you two things.
Take home already or what?
I do. I do want to answer, what Andre Russell was asking before about the boosters. And I do want to say one thing that we have for those unvaccinated people who do not want the shot and never will. There is something for them. It's monoclonal antibodies. So we do have but we do have a prevention that can prevent unvaccinated people now, and it's called monoclonal antibodies, and it's prophylaxis. It's post-exposure prophylaxis. Used to be for just people who got sick, but now it's if you've been exposed to somebody who's positive and you don't have any symptoms, but they're positive, they live with you or whatever, you can get monoclonal antibodies, and it can reduce hospitalizations and death. So even for the unvaccinated who we will never get vaccinated, there is a way to prevent them from dying. This is a preventable disease. Just have to remember that.
Dr. Ritter, if I won't get a vaccine, why would I get a coronavirus?
I don't know why they do, but they do. They do.
Why would I
they do. It's not against their religion. I don't understand the logic. I'm just telling you that. And I'm just telling you
I understand what you're saying.
We're coming to the holidays where we had our incredible spike last year at the holidays, and it overwhelmed the hospitals. And it could happen again because all those people who got vaccinated are thinking that they're immune. Now they're going to be under vaccinated. Those are the booster people. Okay. So the reason that the FDA agreed to have J&J and Moderna get a booster, they don't have all the data yet. It's because they did it for Pfizer, and that's the politics behind corporate America. They're like, okay, we allowed it for Pfizer, so we have to allow it for the others. Okay, so everybody can get a booster 6 months after their last one. So, and they can get it with whichever one they want. I mean, this is because we're worried we're going to overwhelm the system again this holiday season when everyone really wants to hug and kiss their loved ones, and we should be able to do that. So, the unvaccinated can get monoclonal, and you can get your booster wherever you walk in to a pharmacy or a barbershop.
Yeah. One of the things that we need to do, and we talked about it before, Dr. T, is we got to make sure that we're feeding people constantly information, right? And we could create a vehicle by which that's done readily. If you notice that was one of the things that was said most was communication, with how important information and communication was. And so we gotta make sure that we create the infrastructure. So Chris and Dr. Ritter, we need to be thinking about how can we create an ongoing infrastructure that not just waiting to Thursdays, but that we feed people information, because this information is dynamic. And so things change. We need to be on the spot giving people instructions as to what's happening and how they need to accordingly conduct themselves accordingly. Okay.
And just remember, no one is a bad guy.
Absolutely. Nobody's a bad guy. I agree with that. Do you know this is a time up, Dr. T? Did you know
Omar,
that?
I can't believe it. You got to get us out of here. So
Yeah,
they'll come back.
Absolutely. But let me say this to Chris and to Dr. Ritter and Dr. T and to all the people, Aaron and Andre and all of the other guests, to Shea Moisture. And of course, we know that they are now set up to distribute the resources out. And so for those of you who completed, congratulations again. This is what it's all about. It's all about saving lives. And we recognize that we do that through information dissemination. And also we do it because we care. And when you care, people can feel it. You know, what comes from the heart touches the heart. And so when you do it from the heart, you do it from your best self. And so continue to operate from the heart. Nobody's a bad guy or bad girl. We're all in this together. And as always, I'd like to leave you with these two words. Remember that I love you with a perfect love. But more importantly, remember this. You got the power. Till next week.
You got the power. See you
Bye-bye.
next week. Get ready to go live. We're going to stream to the world.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.